let's dive into the charts on Netflix now. Mark Newton of Newton Advisors is at the Plasma. So, Mark, what does that chart look like? Down 12.5% right now.
Thanks, Melissa. Yeah, let's take a look at the technicals to put some of these moves into perspective. Netflix down over 12%, almost $45 from the closing price today. A big drop, obviously 2.7 versus 5 expected. When you take a look at the longer-term chart, it's really interesting because the stock really had gone nowhere, over the last 6 months. So obviously lagging other FANG stocks like Facebook, Amazon. Today's move is going to put this under the lows of this entire range going back since the beginning of the year. So it will open potentially tomorrow morning, assuming we don't regain anything on the call, under 320, which on a weekly close with 2 days left, likely is going to send this down even further in the days to come. Now, when you look at the longer-term picture, this is really interesting because the stock really has been beginning what I view as a longer-term consolidation triangle. And so getting down near 275 is really the area I would pay attention and look to buy on dips. If it's under 322 by Friday, my thinking is it is going to show further losses to come. Obviously, there's going to be big volume, most likely tomorrow, undercutting all these former weekly and monthly lows. That's certainly a negative technically. And so that really joins what we're thinking on the fundamental side. Whether it's anomaly or not, you really have to pay attention when you see a big gap down on heavy volume. IBM, on the other hand, up 1%. It's had a big move after hours here. And take a look at how this looks after hours. And the stock up 33%. Everybody looks at the short term. Longer term, though, it's really important to notice this stock has been really in a longer term downtrend since 2015. Right up near 150 is an area I'd actually want to sell into this and short it, if not selling rallies on what I own. I don't really like the structure here. If anything, this is still one to consider selling into strength, very much a longer-term laggard. IBM, though, in the near term, it's really got to get up above these former highs, which would help it get up to 150. Above 150, then you might take a look. But, bottom line is Netflix is one I'd be wanting to buy in the weeks ahead, getting down under 280, down to that 270 level. IBM, on the other hand, is one I want to look to sell into on any further strength in the weeks ahead.
All right, Mark, thank you. Mark Newton over at the Plasma. So let's do Would You Rather. Buy Netflix on weakness or sell IBM into strength?
Wow, that's a really hard one. You know what? I'd rather sell IBM into strength. And I'll tell you why. Is because, one, I think IBM's quarter was good. Nothing wrong with that quarter. But they haven't had a lot of big expectations for IBM. Red Hat was probably better than what they're expecting. So it was kind of a show-me story. They showed you. So I think you got a better chance. I'd rather sell that than I don't. Netflix, the story's broken here. And as Mark was saying, these things are great on the way up, right? It's a nice virtuous circle on the way up. But when that reverses, it's a real problem.
Same question to you, Mark.
So I would buy the dip for Netflix. So in the past, they had subscriber misses second quarter of 16, first quarter of 17, second quarter of 18. Buy the dips has worked for Netflix. I still think the long-term thesis is intact.
Even with the competition coming.
I do. I mean, streaming's not a winner-take-all space. There's room for several companies to succeed. And they do have first-mover advantage. I mean, who else has 152 million subscribers?
Karen?
I'm very much in BK's camp. I'd rather short IBM. I think the risk-reward from being short is all of a sudden it becomes an absolute darling, a la a Netflix, which hasn't happened in a really long time. We have seen other darlings that become no longer a darling and how painful that can be.
Yes.
So the risk-reward of those two, would you rather, makes me absolutely IBM shorter.